And before we get into what's going on the field, Coach, I wanted to congratulate you and your wife on the birth of your daughter. How's that been? It's about a week ago, right?
That was Saturday. So, yeah.
Saturday, okay.
About 10 days right now. So, yeah, it's been an amazing experience. And I told the guys the other day, I hope each and every one of them get to enjoy that experience, because it was certainly something I was glad I was home for and glad I got to be a part of, and certainly couldn't be a prouder dad than I am right now.
Well, I can tell you, as someone who has a daughter, I have my son is older. My son's 11, and my daughter will be turning 9 here in September. It doesn't take much for those little girls to get dad wrapped around their finger really, really quick, to the point to where the wife's going, you got to quit doing everything for her. She's fully capable of doing things by herself. And I know, I can't help it. They just sit on your lap and, oh, Dad, will you do this? Will you give me some water? Yeah, I'll get you some water. So just be prepared for that. She's probably already
there. Yeah, she already has me. So
that's right. Yeah, they got you the minute they're out in the world. That's for sure. Well, let's get into some stuff on the field. Obviously, the team's been in the news as of late over the weekend. We're not sure where it stands right now. So, is there anything new with the situation revolving around Will Oliver?
Nothing new to report. I think Pat Hickey did a great job of sniffing out. Obviously, Oliver didn't make his start when he was supposed to, and he was there on site. And I thought he did a great job of reporting the facts of what's going on. And as far as we're concerned, that everything in that article was 100% on. I don't know where he got his info or how he sniffed it out, but he did a great job reporting just the facts. And right now, we have not heard a word from the league other than Will Oliver is no longer eligible, and he's since been moved over to Somerset, where other Otters such as Matt Zielinski and Anthony Collazo are pitching well. So he went over there, had to start the other night, threw 7 innings, 1 hit. Obviously, continued his dominance, threw the ball really well, and hopefully he gets an opportunity out of there.
How much adjusting of the rotation did this require on your part?
Well, we kind of got slammed. It all happens at once. So with that happening, we had no notice. And then, of course, with the 2 minor injuries to Preston Olson and from the Evansville. So we basically lost 3 starters in a matter of maybe a week. So it was a lot to handle right there. But luckily, just having the context that me and my coaching staff have, along with some word of mouth, we kind of regrouped pretty quick. We brought in Hunter Ackerman, who was pitching up in Joliet. We traded for him for a player to be named later, and then we just got 2 starters. Brett Marshall, who threw a great game last night for us up there in Rockford. And the kid that piggybacked him, Blaine Howell, just joined us. He's a Double-A guy with some experience. So we regrouped. We just have to see if we can, if they can fill the roles or at least hold down the spots until these guys get back on the field and get healthy.
We're talking with Evansville Otter manager Andy McCauley on the Menard Studio Hotline. It's Ford and O'Brien on ESPN Evansville 105.3 online, ESPNEvansville.com. Coach, you got the series with Southern Illinois over the weekend. You had a couple of games go to extra innings. You won one of those, you lost one of those, and then you lost the Saturday night game that you figured out in the normal amount of innings it takes. But the question I have for you is Ryan and I learned this last weekend that the Frontier League goes with the international tiebreak rule, which, from what we understood, is simply once you go to the 11th inning and beyond, each team starts with a guy on second base. Is that how that works?
That's basically whoever made the last out in the 10th will go to second base to start the inning. And with nobody out, you start with a man on second base. So they do it to try and reach a decision in the game quicker than going 17, 18, 20 innings. And then, I don't know, either game times or saving bullpens, arms, or the game resulting when you have to pitch a position player because you're out of pitchers in the 10. Whatever the reasoning be, maybe it's all 3. That's why the Frontier League has decided to go with that this year. And it was based off of what the Atlantic League's been doing for a number of years. So the Atlantic League's done it the four major independent leagues, the Atlantic League, the American Association, the Can-Am, and the Frontier, all wanted to get on the same page as far as, certain things, speed of play rules, pace of play rules, and then also the international tie break. So we all do the same thing.
Now, as a manager, I know you're not a fan of that rule. I'm not either, but, you do as you're told, so to speak. That's the league you play in, so you go by the rules. But
absolutely,
that puts – you talk about some pressure. You start the inning with a man in scoring position. As a manager, isn't it kind of as simple as going to small ball? Let's bunt the guy over. And then we got two opportunities to get him in on a sac fly or a base hit.
Yeah, I think it really changes whether you're home or you're away. I mean, if you're the visiting team and you're starting the top of the 11th, sure, you bunt them to third, and then they bring the infield in, and all you need is a bloop single or a sac fly or just a ground ball up the middle, and you get the one run, and then it's up to the home manager whether he wants to play for the tie or depending on who the batter is. Because the other night when we won it, they scored their run in the top. We had John Schultz leading off in the bottom, one of my hottest hitters that can certainly pull the ball out of the park. So they were up by one, and I selected to let John hit. And he got the base hit. Now we had first and third with nobody out. We ended up scoring the 2 runs and winning the game. So I think it just depends on where you are in the order. But for sure, if you're the visitor, you play for the one. It's kind of like the NCAA playoff now when they start on the 25 and you choose to go second because you want to see what the other team does. But unfortunately, in baseball, the home team always goes second. So I think it really favors the home team in that situation. But you still got to execute and you still got to get it done.
Evansville Otters manager Andy McCauley joining us. It's Ford and O'Brien, ESPN Evansville 1053 online, ESPNEvansville.com. If I may, I want to go back to the two pitchers that are on the DL, the 14-day DL, and that's, as you mentioned, Preston Olson and Neves. What are the injuries? What are the natures of the injuries, and how are they progressing?
Both strange because they're both the same injury. It's a latissimus strain, which is the larger muscle in your shoulder, which is a great thing for both of them. As far as structural being the situation, any time a shoulder, you really cringe and really are fearful. But for them both to be lat strains, and we just received an MRI. I was on the phone right before this with our team doctor, Dr. Mark Martin, and got the MRI results for Nieves, and it was just a lat strain is what it was diagnosed by. So that's really good news on Nieves. It is still going to be some more time. But the fact that there's no structural damage in there is the big factor because he does play winter ball and certainly makes a lot more money playing winter ball down in Puerto Rico. But it was good to see that we do have a shot at getting him back here either later in August or for the playoffs.
Speaking of the playoffs, they're coming up quick. It'll be here before we know it, just about 3 weeks left in the season. You guys in a pretty good dogfight for first place in the East Division with the Southern Illinois Miners. What do you guys got to do? I know you got the big win last night, 8-1 last night. What's the plan going forward? Is it just maintaining what you've been doing all season and just letting the chips fall where they may? What do you guys got to do to overtake first place and stay there and not have to worry about a wild card this year?
Yeah, well, we just got to take care of our business. I mean, they're not going to win the rest of their games, so we're not going to win the rest of our games. But if we can win one more than them, or actually two more than them, we'll be fine. And, we played a great game last night. We had, like I said, Brett Marshall really step up and give us a great start in a very tough place to pitch. I mean, Rockford is a very, the dimensions look legitimate, but the ball just flies here in Rockford. And he kept the ball down, got a lot of double plays, got a lot of ground balls. Was really his best start to date for us here. So we're very well needed. We really needed a big start out of him because our offense has been struggling a little bit, and he gave us just the one run he gave up in the first and blanked him the rest of the way, and that gave our offense a little bit of sigh of relief to go out there and focus on what we were doing. We still punched out 11 times, which I was not happy about, but we had some big hits. We ran the bases well, and we got some other guys a little bit warmed up. Nowak and Baylog contributed with some big at-bats, and that was good to see. And Sweeney as well. So we need those three guys to just start making some strides and getting into the swing of grinding out and finishing out a season. And if we get that, we're going to be fine. And then down the road, we probably get Shane Houck back here before too long, which will be a big shot in the arm for the offense.
Who takes him out tonight, Coach?
Tonight will be Tyler Vale. His last 4 or 5 starts have been dominant. He's really matured and progressed as the season went on, and it's good to see because, he was mostly a reliever throughout his career with the Oakland A's, and giving him a chance to start. And he also went back to a different arm slot, one where he had success. So it was kind of a learning experience, getting used to that arm slot and being able to command the ball in that arm slot. He's gotten better and better each start. Hopefully he can give us another good one tonight. So Tyler Vale tonight and then Hunter Ackerman to finish out the series on Thursday, and then back home with the Schaumburg Boomers over the weekend.
It's the Evansville Otters manager, Andy McCauley, joining us on the Menard Studio hotline as they get ready for Game 2 against the Aviators. And then, as Coach mentioned, they're back home for a weekend series against Schaumburg here at Bosse Field. Appreciate the time, Coach. Best of luck with the rest of this series, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good day.